Jenny stayed at the house. Wabu had missed her and wanted her, and she couldn't say no. Once again, Cork followed English, and they headed north out of Aurora to the gravel county road where the double-trunk birch marked the path to Crow Point. English prepared to lift the wheelchair from the bed of his pickup, but Louise stopped him. "I'm going to walk," she said. English glanced at Cork, his look full of surprise and question. Cork said, "It's a couple of miles, Louise, and there are some pretty rough patches." Louise turned herself on the seat toward the open cab door. She handed her overnight case to Cork and said to English, "Get my crutches, my insulin, and that tent bag red tossed in back." English did as she asked. He shouldered the insulin bag, propped the crutches against the side of the truck, and handed her the canvas tent bag. She undid the tie and drew out an object that made Cork stare in amazement. It was a peg leg, a wooden peg leg. The wood was polished, fitted at the top with a kind of padded leather saddle and straps. Designs had been scrolled into the peg itself, so that all in all it was a lovely piece of woodwork. "They wanted to give me a plastic leg at the hospital," Louise said. "I didn't want a plastic leg, so Red made this for me, carved it out of a piece of driftwood he found on the lake shore. He said the spirit in it was good and strong." She strapped it on by herself and stood next to the truck. "Okay, I'm ready." "What about the crutches?" English asked. "Best bring them along just in case." "You don't have to do it this way, Louise," Cork said. "Yeah, I do. When my mama came, she could barely hold herself up, but she walked all the way to that old man's cabin. She didn't have nothing to pay him with, but she figured if she did that, he couldn't say no to her." "Henry doesn't expect payment," Cork said. "No, but he expects me to be bringing something I don't have. I'm hoping this will help. Let's go." Walking alone, Cork could make the 2 miles to Malou's cabin in half an hour. In the company of Louise Arceneaux, he took that long to go less than a quarter of the distance. The day was hot. The woman was heavy and worked hard. Sweat poured down her face and soaked her clothing. Her breath came in gasps, and Cork was worried about things like heat stroke or a heart attack. But Louise Arceneaux didn't give up.